Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set up this, make sure that it's live and running. So perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and just set up this, make sure that it's live and running. So alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna go and see GJ first and foremost. I think this is a great trade that I took. If you want, just wait for a pullback on the next 30 minutes, but it's running. So yeah. Wow, look at that. Holy. Well, yeah, that was the opening for Asian session. You guys want to wait for a pullback? Yeah, definitely wait. So, if you see the spreads, widening and whatnot, it's probably because of some type of news event. If you want to wait, I don't get stopped out. I'm already closing my initial position. I'm leaving a runner. Yeah, about 10, 12 pips already. So now we have that minor resistance here, right? So just give me 1 second here. Hi, Christine. I'm usually doing the Asian session 3 times a week, so I'm gonna figure it out if it's best for us to do Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, or 3 days in a row, which will be Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I think it's best to do Thursdays also. That way we can get kind of like a small breakdown on what's gonna go down for the London session, right? I'm actually gonna give guys a freebie here on Instagram and send a couple people the Zoom link. Please, guys, mute yourselves if you're making any background noises. Yeah. hmm Hey, can you guys hear me on YouTube?
I go to the bed at 8. I don't go to sleep until like 9, 9:30.
Okay, alrighty.
9:30, 10:30.
I don't know how to do it.
Around there. 10, like my back. Like if
Whoa, 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 whoa! There's a whole party going on in here. Jesus, what's going on? Hey guys, come on, mute yourselves. Who's that?
What?
I like.
Who's making all that noise? Sky's the limit. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, definitely. I think some sort of news events that's going on. So what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm just gonna wait until 8:30 and try to see if this 30-minute candle closes above this minor resistance up here, and then definitely we could see a continuation on the to the upside. If you guys remember last stream, I did break down GJ and I was expecting this pullback, right? I didn't quite get 161 500, but we did get a pretty nice pullback for very good entries, if you guys were paying attention. So now we're on the same situation that we were with on Tuesday. So we have this small range, right, between 161 900 800. If you want to go based on quarter points, up to 160 to 200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw the same thing here. It's going to be a zone of rejection down below here on the 30 minutes. So it's actually better than the 15. Higher confirmation on the higher time frame. On a little higher time frame. Remember, I don't really go based on the 30 or 15 minutes anymore. I'd rather see a 1 hour breakout in it. And if I see an engulfment like we did here on the 30 minute, then definitely that's a better trade, right? So it will be something like this. Right on the break of the 30 minute and right below here. Okay, cool. So yeah, now we just gotta wait for this 30 minute to close and see where we're heading. All right, so what do we have? Who do we have here? Who do we have here? Oh, Josh was here. Okay, Josh, Christine, and Jason, Damien. I don't really know. Oh, Alex D is here. Okay, cool. Oh, who else? Yeah, that's it. Pretty good audience. So what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm gonna wait and see if we could get a better breakdown. Let's take this shit off. We are leaving a nice wick to the upside on GJ, and in the meantime, I'm gonna do a breakdown on gold. But I think this should be running perfect. See a nice market setup. We got higher highs, higher lows, nice demand zone right here at the bottom, and hopefully we can finally break above 163 200, above 163 500, and get that nice continuation towards 165 already. Alrighty. Perfect. Alright, you guys can see me. Yeah. Can you see me? Oh. Alright. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out gold. Somebody's getting a haircut. What's going on? Who's got the vibrator on? It's not quite the vibrator. It's a static noise, which probably coming from the AC. I'm gonna turn it off now. Wow, that escalated quick. Let me go ahead and just check my chart, which is this one, I think. Tap, yeah. So on this one, I do have a weekly zone down here, and this one I don't. It's actually coming from here, which hasn't been retested yet. I'm gonna stick with this one for now, or this one, which I already have plugged in, right? You guys see, it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, about the same. Missing a couple zones, but probably on the lower time frames. Yeah. I think this is definitely a daily zone. It's very complicated on GJ now to mark your weekly zones because it's super messy. And if you guys see that these massive wicks, right, meaning that there's not that much volume coming in through the market, liquidity providers. Um, hence why we're getting, you know, wick city on the weekly, right? I mean, we can still get a trade, but we have to play the ranges very carefully. It's nothing like this range before from 149 up to 156. This is completely different. This is a beast. And last time I was trying to find, based on, you know, history. Here, oh, you were actually getting a haircut, nice. Trying to see where can we find something like that, and I think it was around here. So it lasted for like a month, couple months. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, it's been going on like that since June. So yeah, the whole summer. Now, how can we play the ranges? Well, we usually go ahead and try to break it down between the daily and the 4-hour and see what's the best range that we could, you know, possibly trade with. And so far, I think this is it. It's from here, 160 up to 163,500. Very messy, but still, you know, we can definitely get a nice trade in. Whoever got these entries right on the weekly demand zone, perfect. And if you're still holding, I think you should definitely keep on holding. Okay. Now let's see what's going on with gold. Gold has been dumping since 1800, right? Right at 1800. I got these sales, so were played out very, very nice. Zero, almost zero drawdown. I think it was like maybe 10, 20 pips in drawdown. And I think we're still dumping. Next zone that I have on the, I think on the high time frames is it's down to here. Once, I mean 1725. Oof. And below there we have 1697. But back to the 1700s. Gold has devaluated a lot. It's been devaluated. But yeah, a lot of depreciation on gold. So I'm gonna just move my alerts to down here for this zone down below here. Right? And this area I'm just gonna keep it as it is for now. And if we do get a pullback, I'm aiming for this zone right here, which is coming from this area here. Makes sense? Makes sense. So yeah, that's the daily, a very easy breakdown on gold. Usually gold is very messy, but it's been giving us very clean moves lately. See how it's been creating lower lows and lower highs. We have a high up here, low down here, lower high up here, lower low down here, lower high up here, lower low down here, and lower high up here. So if we do get a break, it will be something like this. Right? So what do we do when we go below this area, since it's completely blank? I haven't really seen what's the next target below 1697. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and look into the weekly and see where we can head out to. This area here looks good. This area here as well looks good. And of course is minor support, which I'm not gonna quite tap. I'm just gonna leave it as it is, since we're very close to this area here, this area here, area here. So that's a very strong demand zone, right? We have 1700, 1697, a flat number, which we can definitely bounce from and continue moving up, you know, for a pullback on the monthly or the weekly, right? I'm gonna keep getting alerts popping in, so I'm gonna turn this one off for now. Dude, what's wrong with my mouse today? It's not clicking. Jeez. Oh, okay, whatever. If you guys want to mute yourselves and talk, it's perfect, but just don't make weird noises. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me delete it. Oh, whatever. Fudge. You guys get the point, though, right? Like on these two GJ charts, very similar. One is based on the lower time frames, and the other one is more on the higher time frames. This one here have this huge weekly demand zone. This is where I should have taken that trade that happened on Monday. Unfortunately, I was asleep, so missed it. No FOMO. So now we're gonna just play these ranges, right? If we do break below here, so sales are gonna be below this area. I'm gonna mark it as it is. So be a no trading zone. This is gonna keep on popping. For some reason it's not letting me delete. And sales will be right below here. Sales. And buys are gonna be the continuation of this candle. So yeah, so far, you know, the trade that I called was up here. I think is running at 20 pips, which is my runner. Let's see, yeah, not really, 13, 14 pips, not much, but you get the gist. I do hope we close above here and continue moving up. On the 4 hour, let's see how we're looking. It's looking extremely good. We have a very nice clean range up to here. We did close here with no wick to the bottom, meaning there's no range for price to continue down, barely any sellers, and price should definitely continue pushing up. Let's see the daily. Daily, it's just creating your typical higher high, higher low at this point. So yeah, I think it looks extremely good. Finally, I hope we do get that break above 163,500 to get this clean range up here, right? So since the weekly is very messy, we're gonna go ahead and just go based on the daily, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and look for supply zones, demand zones, just in the daily, and these are gonna be our potential targets for tomorrow and next week. Of course, hoping that there's gonna be an aggressive breakout, right? Actually, let's keep it on the hour, on the 4 hour. Just gonna do this one for now. The most recent double top on the daily, and then we go up to here. Actually, down here. Good, 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 and good. So this zone that I have here, that looks huge, which is a weekly demand zone, which we've tapped several times. We haven't gotten a break below it, so that's telling me that it's a very strong zone, 160 flat to 160 500. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what's gold doing. Gold's breaking still to the downside, so I'm gonna try to identify a range on the 30-minute or the hourly. Let's see how one looks better. I think the hourly looks a lot better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check this as a range. So it's marked as a range. Continuing below here to the nearest demand zone. I think it's on the daily. Right here we have a range of 130 pips. That's really good, but I mean, it's been moving so much since Monday that I think there's got to be some sort of pullback, some relief for gold to continue moving downwards. Daily's feeling like sells, so I'll just wait for rejection. Yeah, everything sells on gold. Everything, from any technical analysis and point of view, it's telling me sells. Let's see what else. Let me just keep GJ here on the need water. It's moving really nice, DJ. Just keep this chart here. Why do I have this area drawn? I'll get rid of it. Get rid of these alerts as well, so it doesn't look as messy. Why is it not letting me? Oh, there you go. There you go. So I think they were locked. Oh, okay. So now we have this range from this minor support. From here to here we have 100 pips, so that's pretty good. And this hourly is closing extremely good. Of course, we're gonna get some sort of pullback, and that's gonna be amazing to get better entries. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some water. So I have really dry mouth, and I'll go ahead and check the YouTube chat in a second. In the meantime, I have to send the link to a couple of people. Mac, why you stop streaming? I'm streaming. What do you mean I stopped streaming? I don't know why it's not on 1080p, but it looks good, right? I think the resolution is really good. Can everyone give it a like? Yes! Can everyone give it a like? Give it a like. I'll be right back, guys and girls. I gotta fix my watch list as well. So, but I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah. In the meantime, please share your the link with everyone. You know, your mom, your auntie, your grandma, your grandpa, your friend, your best friend, your hater, your non-hater, your fan, your lover, your mistress, everyone. And if you want the Zoom link, I'm gonna send it to whoever DMs me. This is my Instagram. I'm gonna send it directly to whoever. You know, just be mindful, please, if you log in. IG is at Macedonian. Ask nicely for a Zoom link, because I'm really tired. I'll probably snap. So let's leave that here, and I'll be right back.
eat this all.
All right, guys. I'm still on a call with the doctor, so give me a second. I'm gonna allow everyone to mute yourselves. So go ahead and socialize, kids. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, here. Yeah, DJ is not bearish at all on the higher time frames. You guys gotta look at it on the daily at least. I mean, weekly looks very rangy, but it's still very bullish. How do I do this again? Man, I'm so out of practice. Oh, practice. You know, Alexander. I'm Alexander. Allow participants to unmute yourselves. So go ahead and unmute yourselves, guys, and I'll be right back.
There you go.
Promise. There you go. Hey, Phil.
Hey, right?
Take over if you want. Give me a second.
No worries, dude. Totally bearish, man. I hope that Iron Man trading point 3.0 is joking, dude. I hope he's just being sarcastic for his sake. There's some prawns on the barbie.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome
Okay,
back, dude.
so my bad. I she had a doctor's appointment for me for my mom. She doesn't speak English, so I had to translate. And she's got something in her lungs and something about bronchitis. Nothing crazy, but anyway, she's gotta get a CAT scan, whatnot. Um, anyway, go back to the trading. So anyone who wants to log into Zoom, take advantage and send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll go ahead and reply with the Zoom link. That offer expires in 10 minutes. Right now, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. That was funny, right? We're still waiting for this hourly to close. So at 9 p.m., we should have the new 4 hour, and that's gonna give us a kind of like the trajectory of what's gonna happen for the next 4 hours. And I hope we can continue moving up since we have a nice pullback. Now the 4 hour before this one right here, did not close with a wick at the bottom, meaning there's no range for price to continue down. So that's good. It's giving us a confluence, if you want to call it, for buys, right? So meaning that it's not that many sellers in the market, and buyers are taking over. So we have a nice range from here, 160 to 900, 163. Let's call it 163 flat, up to 162. I'm sorry, 162, 300, 200, up to 163, 500, right? So that's 117 pips. What do you think about that, Phil?
The one thing I'm looking at is because the pound is pretty bearish, but the yen is very bearish as well. So I think that's kind of where the strength is coming from. Because if we kind of look across, we'll see all the pound pairs are going down, but things like CAD JPY and Euro JPY, USD JPY is all going up. So I think that's kind of where our strength is coming from. But I like this analysis here.
Right. So it will be something like this. If we go
I think maybe on the daily we can look at as well, because
I want to skip the weekly since it's very messy, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think the daily is still showing a bit of strength to the downside, but I do think that if we if this current hourly candle closes, I do think we can get a push back up to the zone up over here.
At least, right? Yeah. Maybe it'll be something like this. Let me draw it. Something like this, right? Pretty much. First scenario, right? And no wick to the downside. Second scenario will be something like this.
Green slam. With the butter. Can't lie to you. One of the best one I ever had in my life. Best.
Like closing above, right? Engulfing.
Too good. Too good. Same photos non-stop here. Let's do it.
We got the best wine. Sheesh. Then, price continuing up. Finally breaking this area here. Right? Or tapping. Something like that, right? With then a small wick to the downside. At that point, we can definitely see how price has, respecting structure, creating higher highs and higher lows. Very simple technical analysis, nothing crazy. Nice engulfment on the daily would be amazing. We could go ahead and set up buy stops right above here if you want to, play it safe. And decent stop loss. Your SL will be somewhere in between 162 flat and 160 to 300, where we at right now, that 1 hour range. So I don't know why it's not letting me close the alerts. I don't know why, man. It's just, let's see. I'll delete that. Okay, this is gonna keep on popping. Alright, so break and close above 162 to 162, 200, 250. This is a no trade zone for now, and sells below 161, 900. We need a break and close in the lower time frames on the hourly, or at least on the 30-minute.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a 4-hourly range as well.
Exactly, and that too. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
This right here can become a range. It's not really a range. This here is a range. Right now on the 4-hour, I don't know if you're looking at a different feed, but mine does not look like a range. You know, it does. Look
Okay,
like,
so if you zoom out just a little bit, I'll show you.
okay, let's zoom out. Like that? Or zoom in?
Yes. Yes, the one. So this over here, obviously, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, oh, it does make sense, yeah. We have,
Yeah.
you know, your typical pattern of breaking shoulders, head and shoulders, right? So kind of downside head and shoulders, if you want to call it. So you have your break, retest. So let me break it down just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Why is it called a head and shoulders? Kind of looks like a head and a shoulder, right? Two pairs of shoulders, one pair of shoulders, I mean. So we have, but it's, you know, to the downside, doesn't look like a penis. Sorry, a joke. So we have a break to the downside and a retest up here, and then another break and another retest. But this one right now, it did not create the same structure for another break and retest, right? Now it did flip, right? So you have like an inverse head and shoulders with a fucked up right shoulder, a dislocated right shoulder, right? So now, how can we read this? Oh, basically simple. So now it failed to do the second shoulder, or whatever you want to call it, break and retest. So now we have a movement to the upside, and this is kind of what I'm looking at. So you have a break, retest, break, retest, creating lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour. If you want to be like super surgeon like and be super specific, right? So what can I expect now? I'm expecting price to break above here and do the same thing, create another break, retest, and so on, right? Makes sense? Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
That makes sense.
And sorry that I'm saying I still need practice. Right here from this zone up to 163,500, which is the final target that I dying for price to break above here, because above this area it's just very clean, right? You have this zone super clean, and you want to call patterns. We have your teacup pattern here. You have a cup and your handle. Same thing here, cup, handle. So yeah, I'm expecting price to continue moving up, clearing this range, and then tapping 163,500. From there, it's easy, super easy to have a continuation. Last time on the last stream, I did call a pullback, which we got up to 161,600. I was actually expecting 161,500. We didn't get quite to the 161,500, but if we reject this area here, then we have a second scenario, which will be sells, and this can definitely play out as well. So we have a break below here to continue down for the next zone, which will be 161,500. So we have this whole area here, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, first you have a wick to get filled. Second, we have a bottom down here. Third, we have a minor consolidation on this area, meaning that there's gonna be some sort of
Hourly just closed.
oh nice, some sort of retracement if we get it, and that's gonna have some sort of reaction at this on this vicinity, whatever you want to call it, on this order block, right? So hourly just closed, and how did we get that close? I think we didn't close above the zone, so this is kind of giving me a wait and don't do anything until London opens vibe, right? Because now we didn't close above the zone that I'm looking at, which, you know, if you go based off quarter points, would be 250 coming from here, up here. So yeah, we might just range in here, which is still a no trade zone, like I marked.
Yeah.
So don't take any trades for now, guys. I don't suggest to
Like
get in.
I think it's kind of going with that daily bearish idea now that we've closed like that.
Oh, okay, and that's fine. So the
Yeah.
second scenario, as I was mentioning before, well, the first one was continuing up on the daily, which would definitely require a close above 162.300, and then, you know, closing above this zone. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think that the daily should be closing soon, right?
Yeah, can you zoom out just, oh yeah, in 19 hours.
Like that.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. But yeah, we see we're sitting like, sitting right here.
Exactly, right?
And then we've, you know, we can see like similar to like the previous day, if this continues to reject, you know, we can potentially see some big drops coming, similar to this. So this current candle could form something like that, and then we could continue to drop down.
Exactly.
If we stay, you know, if we stay on that zone.
we reject again 163.500.
Yeah.
Perfect. Downside moves, upside moves. DJ got it all.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, man. You,
I
like,
love it.
people
right?
try and predict it, but we just, you know, follow what it shows
You
us, man.
follow-
If it
yeah,
closes
just-
below our zones, we sell it. If it closes
Just
above the
follow,
zone, we buy.
follow it. Don't marry a bias, because of GJ, specifically on GJ. Once you marry a bias, you can get fucked really hard.
Yeah, if you guys
Oh,
struggle with
yes.
bias, you can press Alt I on your keyboard, and it'll flip your charts upside down. I think it's Alt I, is it?
No, it's
Alt
I think it's
I?
Alt. And the arrows.
Control
You
I?
gotta use the arrows. The arrows will tell you how to. Which
No, yeah, it
arrows.
is Alt I. So if you press
Oh,
Alt
on
I
the
your
MetaTrader.
keyboard- No, on
Trading view.
on Trading Views, yeah. So if you press Alt I, you can flip your chart upside down.
No way.
Yeah, there you go. So if you still have a bias to it, now you can see. I mean, this looks like a clear. It looks pretty strong to the upside right now. If you think
That's
about it.
clutch, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it can play as a joke, but that's very clutch, because now you
Yeah.
kind of see, you know, well, don't get confused first and foremost, right? Because if you forget to switch it back, then you're kind of fucked, you know. But yeah, if and only if, right, we reject this area here, we leave a nice wick to the upside, or no wick at all, meaning that there is no range and sellers are taking over, then we can definitely see price flipping. I mean, the daily flipping, right? Which
Mhm.
should flip in how many pips? 21 pips. Wow. Yeah. Not much. Continuing down, we have this area here as well. But let me go ahead and just flip it back. Now it looks very confusing now, going from backwards chart down to a normal chart. Yeah, so daily looks good. 4 hour looks good, but we're kind of on this zone right now. So yeah, this is from the daily, right? That I marked. Well, you marked. So I had it marked before, but I took it off. It was kind of big, that rejection zone that I drew. Yeah, so it's been tapped, right? Now, what can we do? We just gotta wait. You know, we gotta set up alerts and wait. Hourly, it looks messy. I mean, we could definitely go up, leave a wick. That's about 10-20 pips if you want, and then flip backwards and continue back to the range. I do feel
Yeah,
that this
that
wick,
resistance is pretty strong there. That it's trying to break right now.
Hmm.
Big zone.
I do feel like this wick's gotta get filled, right? And down below here we have a lot of clean range on the hourly, of course. So below here, down to here, that's 40 pips, down to here, 70, 80 pips, and down to here, 120 pips.
Mm.
Hmm. Overall, that's the sales bias. I'm definitely more biased for buys rather than sells, but let's see. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think at this stage, yeah.
So yeah, hourly did not close above the range that I was looking at. So it's kind of giving me like, oh, don't get in and out, Mac type of vibes. So I'm gonna wait. I did take, my partials, which was I did take the entry right here, right at the break of this high, and I think around for like 15 pips, very quick, and yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah. I mean, gold also closed below range as well, which is nice.
Let's go ahead
So
and
if
see
anyone is-
gold. What's gonna happen with gold?
Yeah, if anyone is interested in that gold.
Gold's still, yeah, below the range. Nice. So it did close below the range. That's perfect. We might get a small retest again to tap in this rejection zone. Let's stop. And then continuing down, right? Alright, I gotta feed my cat. Give me 1 second because he's tapping the bowl. My bad, guys. So many interruptions. But yeah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 second. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I have my mic muted here, but I was still talking and you could hear me.
Oh,
So
no, I
I
couldn't
think
hear that.
you couldn't hear
When you
then?
mute it, I can't hear.
Barely? Like a little?
No, I can still hear you. It's pretty strong, yeah.
Okay, so this shit does not work. Anyway, yeah, I'll remind myself next time I'm talking shit about you guys to mute it, right? Anyway,
Yeah, I got one of these like little globes things that I use.
I have this shit, it's like a little thing, but it's a switch. So how the fuck is the switch gonna work, right? Like it's not gonna cut the thing, the volume or the mic. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll be right back, right? I gotta feed this little fat bastard.
price tag, John.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Silly.
Wait, what?
That's so mean.
What happened?
You just said. No, I'm not even having
No.
Hey, Subhan, your mic's unmuted, by the way, so you can't hear your personal conversations. Just so you know. Wait.
Alright. Okay, I'm back. Wild. Oh, Christian is here. Nice. Sales on gold, yeah, definitely. If we get that rejection up here and continuing down, right? It'd be a nice entry. But if we go back in this range, I just be cautious. I have a bigger stop loss. YouTube chat, I haven't been able to see it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out right now. Okay. Mack, what's good, my boy? Big Mac, yes, Big Mac in the house. GJ seems to be happy, found support, yeah. GJ's going to 165 Iron Man. Oh, is the real Iron Man? You got the Iron Man in the house? No way. Is that you, Clay? So yeah, cautious on gold. Other than that, if you don't want to be too wild and stressed about your trades, then just concentrate on one pair and one pair only. In my case, I only look into gold. Doesn't mean that I mean GJ, but I do look into gold. Let's go back and see what's GJ doing. I have 3 charts on GJ. One blank, just so I don't have to remove my drawings every time. Another one that is.
You can turn your drawings on and off, right?
Yeah, I know. So, but I don't.
That was a trick someone taught me that I only learned last week.
No way, for real?
Yeah, dude.
For real?
Yeah, so
I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
if
I
you-
know how to
if-
do it. It's
Ah,
move
okay.
drawings and
Yeah,
then you go back.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not like that. No, you turn them on and off.
Oh yeah, here. Yeah, I know. On the
Yeah.
left. Eye drawings and show.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's just like to
I felt
have
pretty
a
cool.
clean. My bad. A clean chart with from a feed, right? A different feed. 'Cause not all feeds are the same. You remember that, guys? Some feeds close different than others, but they're about the same when it comes to 30 minutes, 1 hour, or even 4 hours. But yeah, it all depends. I think it depends on where the server is located, right?
Oh, for the 4-hourly close?
For the 4 hour, yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly for gold. For GJ, it doesn't really. It's not really too bad, but it's mostly for gold pairs.
Right, and it depends on the server, right, where it's located.
Not quite. It just depends on their GMT, the broker's GMT time.
Okay, so.
So you'll see like Blackwell markets.
Yeah,
You know,
but
they're
that's
4-hourly.
That's what I meant. Not the server specifically, because you can switch servers. I meant where the broker is located, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like more like which liquidity provider they use, because Blackwell markets, their server is located in New York, but their 4-hourly closes off. So if you look at like Owanda FX, their 4-hourly closes in like pretty much 4 hours. But the Blackwell markets one, their 4-hourly closes in 43 minutes. So it just depends what liquidity provider they're using to
Right,
get that
it
feed.
depends on the LP. Okay, that's good to know. You guys take notes. You guys gotta take notes about this. Phil here, he worked for Black Bulls Market. He worked there for he used to work there. He worked there for quite a while. I met him.
3 years.
I'm actually gonna look for 3 years. That's good. Anish too.
Yeah.
Anish is still working there, right?
Say that. Say again.
Anish?
Oh, Anish. Yeah, Anish is still working there. Yeah,
Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys how talented this guy is. Oh, this is not Phil. He wishes.
yeah. I'm the Liver King, boy.
The Liver King boy. Yo, have you seen the ranch? It's got crazy.
Madness, dude.
Madness. Incredible. And he's so humble.
Mm.
I mean, he's a liar. Don't get me wrong, but he's humble.
Oh, dude, you gotta go on the old videos, man.
Yeah. Let's try to find Anish. This is not Anish right now.
Oh, if you go up, he's one of the top videos there.
Right here. That's
So
that's Phil.
No, go down. That's not Anish. That's Shatan. That's a new guy. Oh, that's me.
That's you, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're delayed. All right, there's a little delay.
Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, this is Phil, right? So we're gonna listen to how Phil breaks down a chart.
Fed Chair Powell is speaking this week. He is in the hot seat as he testifies.
Bro,
We're
you
seeing
look
a
so
lot
tired
of uncertainty
there.
here in the US dollar. So we'll be looking at some of the major
When
US
was
dollar
this?
pairs, especially behind me now. We're looking here at the Kiwi dollar. This is the hourly turn time for now. Like I said, guys, we can see
Ages ago.
this uncertainty here in this market as this dollar starts to consolidate
That's
more
it.
and
They
more.
call it
I
the
do that on
dragon,
my
right?
own channel now.
Attempts of pushing a little bit
What's
higher.
They call it the
mid
dragon,
June,
right?
They're starting to come back down. Now we're starting to see this strong consolidation. Looking over here on the
So
30-minute
I'm
time
not
frame,
sure what they call
we
it,
can
to be
see
honest.
a lot of wicks, a lot of uncertainty. People are waiting to see what is going to happen and how to react to this. Now we've got a couple of technical levels playing out here.
Man, I
Again,
love that
NZD,
TVA. That TVA was
USD.
so
If we pop
cool.
it over to the hourly
That's,
turn time frame, we can actually see
how do they
there are
call
some
it,
nice support slash resistance
Samsung
zones
Flip.
playing out
That's
over
what
here
it
now.
was, yeah.
Looking at
Right.
where they are, we can see
Yeah, it's a
previous
$4,000
resistance being
TV.
held
It's super
here.
nice, dude. I
17th
like it.
of June. We can also see 16th
Or
of June.
8,000,
There was some
actually, I
resistance
think.
slash
Can't
support
remember.
zones being held out.
In
Now, what I'm
colleges,
looking
they
for
have,
potential moves in
it's
the
not a
future
TV, it's,
for NZD/USD. If we
a
can
smart
stay below the
monitor,
0.6 at 337 mark
Smart
zone with a
screens,
lot
I
of wick
forget the name.
rejections here, we could potentially be looking for this market to continue
But
further
like
to the downside. Now
regular
we
colleges,
are hitting into a lot of
community
traffic as we can
colleges,
see
they
this
all
market
in the country, they all
does have
got
a
a
lot
couple
of
of
traffic
them,
coming in
and
the
they're
way.
amazing.
But remember,
'Cause they
guys,
used to do
these news
coding,
events
right?
tend
So
to
it was
spark
perfect for
strong
C++.
Oh, that's really
reactions
cool.
to the market.
C++.
Yeah, for teaching, it's so nice, dude. Like you
Yeah.
can see, like the drawings I'm doing on there. It's so handy to teach.
Markets
Like, because
could
for
see
my videos at the moment that I do for Rhodium,
For
it's just
volume,
I just do it on this TV over here,
big pushes that
and
can
it's like it's nothing the same as that. So
No,
you
of course
know,
not.
Potential targets that we could be looking
It's
that
static.
TV is just so good. Dude.
Target roughly around about here, the
So-
0.6240 mark zone for the month.
Basically, you do the same
which is close to that start
on your
of the
charts. I mean,
previous
there's not that
run we
much
had
difference
before.
from then and now.
Sort of channel to the upside
yeah.
on the hourly term time frame. We saw it being broken. So then we saw this resistance.
My trading style
without
kind
things being
of
formed.
switched in
So
the
if we can
last
stay below
year or
that
so.
potential target, obviously
Went
this would be
from
a
like
good place to look for.
an aggressive
However,
scalper
obviously, when you look at both sides of the picture, we're
the
not
last
here
2
to
years to
predict
more of
the
a
future.
day
We
trader,
always, as traders,
based
here
on
to react on what the
signals,
market
right?
gives us, right?
It's not
So
a
looking to the
position
upside, we
trader.
can
It's
look
just
for we can start to
if I
break
see
above
a
the zone. Personally speaking, I'm
setup that I
gonna
like,
move on to
doesn't matter
break above
if
this
it's
high 0.635 at
459,
95
right?
is the place we're looking for to break.
Mhm.
And then we can start
Especially if I'm
looking
buying
for
and the spread does
projections on
not
its own.
matter for
Obviously,
me.
there's not a big target on
I'm
the
gonna
hourly
take the
time
trade,
frame.
right?
We can see here,
A little
I would
aggressive,
say
but not
roughly
as
about
aggressive
the
as being a
0.63,
scalper.
8, I would say 40 mark zone is a place to look for if we can stay above to start to reach that. And obviously, if we do break above that, we can
I
start
wonder if
looking
this one
for
played
higher
out or I
targets.
made myself look like an
This
idiot.
could be
I don't even
the
trade the Kiwi
initial
dollar to be
potential
honest.
start of a new trend, as we do have, obviously, we have our
see,
first initial high up here. We've got
Wow, that's
our
crazy.
low down here. We've got
That
a
was
higher.
amazing. How it went up like that.
I would say 40 mark zone is a place to look for if we can stay above to start to reach that. And obviously, if we do break above that, we can start looking for higher targets. This could be the initial
So you guys
potential
wouldn't use
start
trading view,
of
you
a
straight up
new
from
trend,
the
as we do have, obviously, we have our first
from
initial
the,
high up here. We've
from
got our
MetaTrader, right?
low down here. We've got
It
a
just
higher
looks
low.
better if they
It
use their own
breaks again,
stuff,
so we
right?
had our official
Exactly.
high back up here, and this now
This
could
is
be
more
our
professional, I
second
guess.
higher low. So we could look.
Yeah,
if
because
we
then
can
you can
break
see the
above that
logo and
zone,
stuff
I
there. And like,
mentioned,
I mean,
push
the
for
thing
higher,
about like
start to
MT4 is
break
it's
those
very
highs and
easy
start
to switch
enter
between
this
different charts.
consolidation that we
Like, I mean, like if you look at the system that I don't know if I still have it up on, if I showed it on there, but like, there's a very easy system that you can set up to switch between charts, like where you just press Control F5 on your keyboard, and it's super easy to go
So
through.
you
But
have
yeah,
like
it looks better if you use
your
if you use the
presets.
platform. So, I mean,
Yeah, more professional.
because we have the logos and stuff. They had the logos and stuff up here and everything. So, but now obviously that they've got the partnership with, or they started
dollar pairs looking at here.
they started working with TradingView now. They've got their TradingView feed as well, but
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I haven't seen
it's
it.
not as good.
GBP JPY, GBP USD. This is the pound dollar, again the hourly turn time frame, and similar structure to the NZD USD. We're seeing a lot of consolidation. All right, so we're seeing again the uncertainty in the dollar pairs. We're seeing also a slowdown. So again, we're also looking at a very
Well, you
similar
had
structure
such
where
a
we're
flow,
looking
it's
at
amazing.
this sort of consolidation zone right over
Were
here
you,
where
like,
the market's sticking
rehearsed a
below.
little?
We are also another thing that I am
No, I don't rehearse any of my
Is it
videos.
freestyle?
so-
is that this market does
Yeah, it's
have
all
a
freestyle.
consistent
It's literally like
strength
just
to
turn the
downside.
camera on
So
and film
technically
it.
It's
speaking,
amazing, bro.
we are still in the downtrend, right?
But I mean,
This
dude,
could
it's
have
like
been a
it's 3
correction to
years
push for
of
the high. If we look at
3
this-
years of that doing that. You should see my first videos. Like, dude, I was so nervous on my
But
first
what do
videos,
you-
like
what do you-
sweating.
Let me ask
and
you on
red.
YouTube real quick. What do you guys think about this? This is
from
amazing,
the
right?
structures in here, guys. There is a little bit of Elliott wave that I do spot in here. Potential Elliott wave. We have
Oh, that's cool,
maybe
man.
wave 1, wave 2. You can see wave 3 over here, wave 4, wave 5, and now we're starting to look at a potential
Ooh, that one played out nicely. The GBP
ABC
USD, I think that was a
structure up here
big
to the
sell.
upside, and this
Yeah.
could be our initial wave 1.
Yeah,
wave
that one
2,
played out
wave
very nicely for
wave
sales.
3 to continue pushing further down.
Very-
into the
very
structure.
nice
So if
long-term
we can stay
sales
below
now.
this 1.2 to
Yeah, ended up
6,
dropping all the way
70
to
marks on where we are right now. We're
1870.
seeing a bit of a double bottom, sorry, double top happening up over here. So if we jump over to our lower term time frame, 30-minute time frame, we can actually see a very nice.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Nobody said anything.
He didn't say
Nice.
Niche was a liar. He said
But
Liver
still
King was
a
a liar.
nice
Liver King.
double top.
Yeah,
play.
because Liver King, I
Seeing
think
the
he
market
changed his
reach
natural
the
or something,
structure,
doesn't
seeing
he?
struggling to push back up again. Seeing
Liver
big,
King
strong
lies
liquid
in one
rejection.
thing, which
This
is
could
him
be a
saying
nice
that
place
he's a
to the
natural
downside.
bodybuilder. Not
Again,
even
guys,
a bodybuilder,
however,
but he's
looking at the other side of the
achieved
picture,
that physique
if we
being
break
natural,
above, we're
which
going
is
to have to start looking at other
non-possible.
options.
That's the
Personally, for
First
me,
of all, he looks like he's
breaks
got
above
implants on
this
his
sort of
abs.
correction over
Second,
here.
you could definitely tell he's on
1.23155
PEDs.
is where I'm
Most
looking to go
likely he's on a
above.
high dose
And
of
if we can stay
testosterone.
above that, then obviously
and
similar
based on-
structures. To
Doesn't matter that
the
he's got
NZD,
hair. Hair
USD
you can
looking
keep.
here.
It depends
Quickly
on
at
the
the high
person
term
and
time
your
frames. To
genomes.
see where we could see potential
Um,
targets.
Like some people
I've
get
got a
super
zone
hairy,
up
like
here
on their
at the
backs and
Right,
stuff.
but the
yeah.
strength he's got for that age is
However,
not
we do
because
also
he
have the
eats
start of that
testicles
consolidation,
for breakfast.
right, sitting on
And
that
if you believe that, you're an idiot.
1.246 mark zone 1.247.
It's like
mark zone is
was
the
it
place
who
to
was the guy?
look
Was it
for
Kylie
the
Green
we
who
can
said
break
tuna
that
fish
high,
and ramen noodles is all
continue
yeah?
further higher.
The
I'm not going
Kylie?
to be looking for those internal
Yeah,
zones
yeah,
because
that's-
there's
The
a
black
lot
guy?
of selling power
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could
That was in
start to
prison?
introduce
You
itself.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
ramen noodles, saying that you got big like
Yeah.
that, you eating tuna and ramen noodles. Yeah, no, that's
Man, I'll be the biggest dude right now because that's pretty much all I eat.
no way. I hate.
Nah, just kidding. I love myself some tuna and rice though.
I hate um the ramen noodles, the instant ramen noodles. I hate it, bro. Because back in high school, that's all I used to eat.
Oh, dude.
So no.
If you get proper ones, they're actually pretty good. Like, but you have to make your own
Yeah.
like sauce
Like
and stuff. And
pho is good, yeah, and I've seen pho bags or pho cups, and they're actually pretty good. But it's just like empty carbs, right? You get like 100 grams
Oh,
of
yeah.
carbs, and for no
yeah,
reason.
that's true. Yeah.
You know, it's
It's like McDonald's, dude. Like, there's no nutrients in it. Like, you can eat like an entire meal for 4, and then an hour later you're still hungry.
yeah, you'll still be hungry. I mean, because you process the food so fast.
Yeah,
when
there's
it comes
nothing
to
in there. Man.
Fast food is literally fast food, right? Please put the volume down so we can hear you properly. Oh yeah, my bad. So this
Once
is
you
really
reach that
old. I
one
was just
point-
showing you guys how Phil used to do his breakdowns back in the brokerage. So it's amazing to see. I mean, I used to love seeing this every week. Not every week, almost
Thanks.
every day.
Yeah, I did it every day.
Every
And then
day.
there was like a bit of a disagreement between myself and them, and we stopped.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You have your opinion, they have theirs, and you know, if you guys can't agree on one thing, then there's literally no point in continuing.
Yeah. Ooh, man, get that noisiness out of here.
1.46,
So, let's see.
1.24,
Finish the
7 mark
GBP
zones.
USD.
We could see a lot of selling power pushing back in again. And also, guys, on the daily term time frame, we are still indeed on
Yeah,
a very,
yeah,
very
that was a
strong
big sell right there. That
Okay,
was really
remember,
nice.
guys, as
Yeah.
traders, we need to look at the bigger picture. The trend
Oh,
is
yeah, dude, like
amazing.
literally after that, it
Most
just
of the
decided
time,
to drop
not always
quite
can be
strongly.
your friend,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna have to start looking for some. If we ideally, we've made videos on this before. Ideally, we want to start looking for.
What I like
higher
about this
highs
is that you are working for
and then higher
a
lows
brokerage,
before
which
we
is
can
an
identify potential
A-type.
trend reversals,
Type A?
right? Instead of just buying.
Oh, a book.
supports
A-book.
that presence.
Oh, okay,
Right?
so you're working for a broker.
So the
You're
pound
actually
we're looking
giving
at, guys,
breakdowns
is
on
this USD.
very
Quick
profitable
look at this
trades.
USD. We're seeing
So
again hourly
Yep.
time frame.
that makes
See, because like the
a-
mentality
See,
like we had when I used to it, there's
Yes, we are still
like these were contracting. So this is when I started my own business, and I asked me to come back and do some videos for them.
Seeing this-
But the whole idea when I first started working there is the idea is if you have a client, right, that trades well, they make more money, and when they make more money and they've got a bigger account, they trade more, right? So the whole process is like having as a long-term investment instead of having people coming in, blowing their accounts, and you know live like 6 months in trading. But if you have a guy who's literally profitable, you know he can be a trader with you for his entire trading lifespan. So
make money off commission and
Oh, yeah.
just
yeah,
kind of have them as a residual type of income.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. And also you could get clients for your own, right? So for your mem
This
account and
market's
whatnot.
starting to reject now. If you guys remember our previous
I do
videos,
now,
we're
yeah.
looking
So
to
like
reach
now that I'm not doing
But
that,
back then
I've-
you couldn't do that, right?
yeah. But now I do get clients from my mam. Like I've got some investors on my mam accounts now and everything. Yeah.
Now, if you were working for the broker, would that be considered like
But we are getting
inside
close
trade?
to that support. We can see we had
Thing?
Oh, what for me?
consolidation all over the
Yeah,
place.
if you get
Yeah, we
clients.
weren't allowed to trade when we were in the
Above that,
office.
guys,
Yeah. So I couldn't trade while I was in the office. Yeah.
Structures. We're starting to see some rejection.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, not specifically. I'm saying like you wouldn't have the option to have clients if you were working. Man,
No, yeah,
clients,
no.
right?
I didn't have the option. Yeah.
Have potential.
Yeah.
Well, you could talk
high
to me
lows over
and
here,
say,
right,
"Hey,
and
Mac,
higher
listen."
highs. Over here we can see there's a high. So these
Pretty
are obviously
much.
smaller
Pretty much. I
time
mean,
frames.
you're not violating
But once
anything.
we
You just
start to
basically just
Yeah.
give me a signal
zones, we can start to
and I'll
really
just,
see
you know,
upside. Personally speaking,
through something.
big
Okay, so everybody.
Yeah. So the one thing is like that we did because we had the opportunity to see obviously trades as they were being placed and stuff from all the clients. So there was like a big TV that shows all the trades being coming in.
Oh, wait,
And-
repeat that again?
Major, obviously, again,
So
going
we
back
in
to
the office we had a
picture,
huge TV
right
that showed all the
below
traders
this
as they
zone,
start
we're
trading. You can
consolidation
see
area.
like which orders are new and like the
Clean
literally the
candles
orders coming in to the market.
push
And that was why we weren't allowed to trade, because you could essentially see like where the liquidity is going to go, and then you could take a trade based on that. There was a group of Chinese
Wow.
traders, and they literally moved the
US
price
dollar
of gold. They were proper
news,
market
there was a
makers,
lot
so it
of
was a
news coming.
huge group. And then what they would do is they would start trading, and you'd see all of them start coming in, and then you'd see the gold price move, and then you'd see them change their positions, and you'd see gold move the other way.
But that's on your
yeah.
broker? On the
Yeah, that was with
Black
Blackpool. Yeah.
Oh, I remember one time you showed us an account and it was based on the yuan. I think you were showing us a different currency. I don't know if it was a yen pairs. I mean yen, but the currency on that specific account it was Chinese currency. So that was.
Oh,
that
I
was
can't remember.
Anyway, so you will see the group coming in at the same time, and I mean that's not breaking any rules, right? Because it's like a
No. I mean, what they were, so essentially what it was a huge group of, it was like an educational group, right? But they had so many people that they would move the market. So they would, I'm assuming, so there was probably one guy who was there who said, okay, let's buy gold here.
But that's educational, quote unquote, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the issues with that is that he would say, like, let's buy gold, and everyone would jump on gold. And the last guy who jumps on gold, obviously, is the one that gets the short end of the stick, because as soon as they close their positions, he's made no profit, right? And he's just the liquidity for the turnaround.
They were all working together, so it probably split the profits.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I'll tell you a story now. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
So essentially, what I did, well, not what I
Give
did,
me 1
but
second, Phil.
there was
So just going back to DJ, and this is what I was expecting, that big rejection. So now we're back into the range, right? Not much movement, but this rejection is telling me that, wait and see where the next stop is, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I think if anyone is pretty daring, I think if this hourly candle or this 4-hourly candle closes pretty bearish, especially the 4-hourly candle, I do think sales could be a good option because we're rejecting straight into that resistance.
Alright. It'll be something
if you
like
zoom
this,
just-
right?
Yeah. So it's mostly on the 4-hourly. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Let's see the 4-hour. Yeah, something like that. So you get those 3 pins right at the top, and
Yes, sir.
you know.
See, so this is if you look at the zones we're rejecting. Let me just get my different color pencil out. So this over here, right? We're rejecting this zone right now.
500.
So that's what those wicks are. That wick currently is rejecting. So if we do reject and we get a nice bearish 4-hourly close, we can look to where Max put that target. There's down here is that initial target we can look at. Because essentially what we have then is a break and a retest. Because what the nice thing about a break and a retest is it usually does take out the previous low and then pushes further lower. So obviously this is the previous low, and now this is the break over here, and then we have the retest, which is busy happening if it does happen, and then we can look for it to push down.
That's on the hourly as well as the 4-hour. So the
Yeah,
4-hour.
but I think the 4-hourly would be a better confirmation for myself to decide.
The 4-hour just opened, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it opened half an hour ago. Yeah.
Yeah, right. At 9 p.m. Okay. So now we have nice rejection. So it will be something like this. It's already in profits if you take the trade. I mean, it's kind of aggressive. You have not really too aggressive because you have a nice, decent stop loss, right, at 18 pips, which is really good. Price continuing down, it could get kind of messy, but we have this wick here to get filled. First, you have 40 pips down to this area. Actually, if you go play the range, you have 22 pips. Down below 22 pips, you have 38 pips, and down 38 pips, you have this wick to get filled. That's 61 pips, and that will make it a 1 to 3.3 ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice setup. I
Very
think.
nice setup.
But for me, like, if I was to look on the hourly, like, obviously we'd have to get a couple. I'd have to get at least 2 more hourly candle closes. Like one, the hourly right now has to close the way it is,
Right.
and the next hourly has to close bearish.
Right.
And then I'll be looking at taking the trade.
Because you can, I mean, you can expect something like this. If give me 1 second so I could draw. Something like this also, right? You can expect. Let me just use a neutral color here. I don't know if it's gonna close bearish or bullish, right? So let's use white. So something like this, and then you have a wick up here, right? Creating that 3 pin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that wick has to has to be lower, so I have to get like 3 wicks. That that looks like, so it has to look like that.
or like that, yeah. Actually, we will make that.
Because what I
What's
like
the
about
difference between these wicks compared to these? Right, it's just
so
change
the
of
thing about this
momentum.
is, if we look at, like, we think about the structure of these wicks, and if we have a candle that looks like, you know, usually when I trade out, the candles look like this. And then what that means is essentially it's a smaller head and shoulders as well. But besides that is, like, we have a new low that's been created with this wick over here. So that's the first initial low, and then we, you know, that kind of confirms that the trend is pushing down. So this could be, for example, could be one wick, right? And there's the other wick, and then there's that top wick that we're looking at. So what that kind of initiates is it shows that the market hasn't broken that previous high and is now ready to go down. But if we have a wick that pushes past, like this one you showed over here, we've essentially broken that high, and it's still technically making higher highs, right? So technically speaking, there's still a bit of an uptrend. So if this chart over here pushed up past this zone, obviously chances are would have, you know, think about how people would have reacted, because now we've broken resistance. So people would have, instead of selling it, they'd have been like, oh yeah, it's broken resistance, it's probably going to keep going higher. But because it's closed below it, you know, people take this lower low as, or this first lower high as an essential sell, because now if we look at where it was, it's kind of in a bit of consolidation here. So they've got a nice big red close, so that they're below the high as well. So people take that as, okay, well, the market's weakening,
Right.
time to go down. That's why I always wait for like that 3 wick structure, why it's super important.
3 wick.
Because let me have actually a look on this, because this is a GJ. I want to have a look at this GJ on the higher term time frames, because I'm sure that structure right there might actually look like might be a 3 wick structure as well. Yeah, so if you go on the 4 hourly, we can see that just these points I just pointed out. So we can actually see, if you zoom in just a little bit more, right?
Zoom in, right?
Yeah, zoom in, because I want to look at
Okay.
yeah. So if we see, let me just see if I can find it.
1 second.
I just want to see if I can find it here first before I. Okay, there it is. Sorry, my computer's being super slow. I think it's because I'm trying to run your stream and this as well. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure I get the right stuff, so I'm not talking crap here. So I want to make sure I show the right example. There's either the 4 hourly or the. Yeah, sorry, it's not the 4 hourly. My mistake. Those are the daily. Sorry, my mistake. Oh, okay, whatever. All right. But anyways, guys, so that daily, that weekly structure I talked about. So if you guys go ahead on the daily, you can actually see that this over here, there's a 3 wick structure that I spoke about earlier. So if you guys pop over to the daily, you'll see those 3 candle structures, and then this is actually over here. This entire move to the downside is also just 1 candle structure, and that gives us that 3 wick structure that we see. And that kind of confirms that the market is looking to go down. That's why I've got a bit more of a bias to sells, because if we look at where we are right now, if we get a similar structure up over here, right, kind of get that. But that's, like I said, that's the main reason why I'm looking at sells on the higher term time frames for GJ, because we've confirmed that the market is looking to go down, and we're also closing below some pretty significant levels as well, right? So that's kind of why I'm looking at that, if that makes sense. If that comes back, I'll probably just explain it again. that was me talking. Mack's on the break. I don't know when he's going to come back. He's just away at the moment. So, Arsalan, I don't take any trades today yet. I think Mack's waiting for, we're kind of waiting for GJ sells at the moment. Which would be nice. So we want to see, like, currently this is the hourly term time frame. So if we get like it's the 4 hourly term time frame. So what we're looking for is another 4 hourly close that looks something like this to continue this price down. Obviously, if we get this current 4 hourly, if this closes above this resistance, guys, that we always have to look at both sides of the picture. All right, always have to look at both sides of the picture, because if it closes up above resistance, you know, that resistance will essentially become support and then push us further higher. So, yeah, but we're waiting for potential sells here. So basically, I'm in New Zealand, which is, yeah, it is the Asia. I think it's some part of Asia. I guess it's like they call it Asia because I don't know why, but yeah, I'm in New Zealand. Have you seen any successful traders by using only indicators? So, you know, when I used to work for Blackwell Markets, I did actually see the only successful traders I saw were people who there were 2 people who used robots, so trading robots who were successful, but they designed them themselves. And I saw a lot of technical traders who are successful, and yeah, there are some people who use purely indicators, because if you think of what an indicator is, right, it's literally just showing you where support and resistance kind of is. So for example, if you guys pop on my exponential moving average, right now a 50 exponential moving average on your GJ charts, you'll see that it actually just points out, it kind of looks like this. I'll show you. This is what a 50 exponential moving average looks like right now. So it kind of runs like, oh, can you just quickly pop it to the hourly if that's all right, Matt?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, if you want to do that to the daily afterwards, I'll show you that that 3-wick structure I was speaking about. So the 50 exponential average, guys, right now runs like, it looks like this. Okay, that's kind of what we're seeing. Okay, that's what we're seeing on the 50 exponential. So all that's doing is just showing us support and resistance. And if we look at the zone to the left, right, Mack's already drawn it out. It's just the support and resistance zone. So yeah, there are people who trade. My dad trades purely off indicators. He's a futures trader, but yeah, he trades purely off indicators. I used to trade purely off indicators back in the day, but yeah, I have seen some successful people with it. So I mean, there are so many different ways you can trade. There are so many different ways you can trade. It just doesn't matter. You know, there's no right or wrong way to trade. Unless you're losing money, that's wrong. But
Exactly.
There really is no wrong way. Most of the time, you know, the thing that I picked up the most when I used to work for a brokerage is the people who make money all have the exact same mindset. They don't trade the same, but they have the exact same mindset about the market. But yeah, Mac, if you wanted to, if you want me to show you on Ethereum's going down, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a crypto wallet, but yeah, everything's taking a bit of a bite today. We've taken back a lot of profits now.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I'm saying you're joking, right?
Oh, joking? No, I do have.
Oh,
I have a lot
okay.
of crypto.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to Ethereum, right? You said, well, it's dumping, of course, and you definitely want to get buys, especially on Ethereum, right? Well, we went from GJ down to Ethereum. So let's go back to GJ again.
Yeah. But if you want, Mac, I can explain to you that 3-wick structure I was talking to you about.
Yeah, that's what I want to.
Oh yeah. So if you just quickly go to the hourly quickly, and then we can go to the daily. But I'll quickly show you so everyone can get a bit more of a cleaner picture about that.
Zoom out.
3-wick structure. Just give me no. You don't. This is perfectly fine because everyone can still see. So I'm going to be looking at this structure, right? So I'm going to talk about that 3-wick structure. So you guys can see this is kind of like bit of a head and shoulders or zone re-entry. So if you pop it over to the daily right now, ooh, my computer is slow today. Let me just close away.
Oh, there's one. There's two.
There you go. If you zoom it, you can zoom in a bit more on the daily if you don't mind.
This is daily. Oh yeah, okay. Zoom and
Because I essentially want to be looking at like, yeah, there we go. That's perfect. So here, so remember those points I pointed out before, that 3-wick structure. So here's the first wick, there's a second wick, and there's a third wick, right? So it does. If you guys look at like those 3-wick structures on a lower term time frame, right? That's kind of what you're going to see, and that also, you know, what that shows, like I mentioned, is we're creating the first initial low. So we've got a high and we created a low that's usually around about this same area. Or the other way we can pick it up is if you do look on the lower term time frames, is that you could see something that looks like kind of like that. So then this pushes up. So that's kind of what you'll see, right? But then this top wick over here is rejecting in that. So that's why we tend to see a lot of selling pressure come from that. Now, if we think about the market, if it was to do the exact same thing, so we have the down, the up, the consolidation zone here, market pushes down. But if this market doesn't stop here and continues to push further higher, that's that wick. Even if this wick does pull back like that and it creates a wick for us, the issue is we've broken this high and now we're sitting on top of internal support and resistance areas. So that's generally speaking why I don't trust like a wick if it's higher than the previous one, because it could push up like that. So yeah, what I really want to see is I want to see this market.
you want to see this what? You
I
cut
want
off.
to, so I was just quickly backspacing. My computer's really slow. So
Oh.
I want to see this market like push up and then actually close
GJ specifically.
below, right? Close below that zone. So that's kind of what we saw here. So now that we know on the lower term time frames there's a head and shoulders, if you guys are interested in trading on the higher term time frames like the daily, for example, this could have been an entry right over here, and there's your stop loss. Okay, because we have the 3-wick structure, we have our first initial right over here, we have our first initial low, we have an engulfing close of this candle, closing below previous candles, and now we've got a bit of a pullback, which we're seeing on the lower term time frames, pull back into that resistance, and then we can now potentially continue to drop as well. So, but that's the main reason why I don't like, why I have to wait for that candle, for the wick to close below, or at least not take out that high, or vice versa. If you're buying, take out that low. We can see this repeat itself so many times. So we see it like over here. Is that working?
What do you mean?
There you go. We see it over here play out. Usually around a lot of, turnaround points, we see it play out. So you see it over there. We saw it a little bit over here as well. We can see this candle close wasn't really the ideal, but the very important thing is we didn't take out that previous wick high.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that for me is probably one of my strongest confirmations to take a trade. If I see
Right.
that structure around any support or resistance, you can bet I'll be taking that trade.
Should happen soon. Get those sales. So basically, what we're expecting, well, Phil and me, myself, and I, if only if you get that same rejection that happened not that long ago, for example, here. There right here. So we're just gonna draw it again. Oh, you guys get the point, right? Like it's the same thing here. I don't have to draw it, but yes, do something. Let's say that area here. Oh my Jesus Christ! I hate Zoom. I hate it. I hate it.
Is it slowing your computer?
It's not slow. I have a very nice computer. My RAM needs to get upgraded. I only have like 16 or 32 gigs. I forgot. I know it's not the best memory, but I have memory. DDR4 or 5. I forgot. It's fast. I have a thing of the 3600 GTX RTX,
Mm.
not GTX RTX, so it's brand new. And whenever I open Zoom, yeah, even with 10 people watching and when sharing just one screen, not two, it kind of blocks a couple things. In this case, I'm not able to draw, so I don't know why. Let me draw again. No, it's not letting me. Oh, there you go. No, yeah, it is. And then it goes off. I don't know for what fucking reason. But anyway, you guys kind of see what I'm talking about if we get the same thing here. Or, simpler, will be a break above and a close. So we'll need a full candle with the body breaking above here. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, so yeah, this is gonna be a square. And expecting the same thing here, right? So we'll need something like this. Not necessarily it's gonna be the same 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 2, 3, and the wicks can look a little different, like Phil said, right? We'll have 1, 2, 3. So we'll need something like this. It could close bullish, continuing with the engulfment, but it will be a fake out at this point since we're gonna hit down, right? So it'll be something like this. Oops, just something like this.
Wake up, Mack.
I'm trying to figure this shit out. Bro, this is so complicated. I'm trying to draw here.
Oh, it's not complicated. You're falling asleep in the middle.
I'm fucking tired too. Give me one
Go,
second.
go sleep, man.
Gold? I'm not gonna look at gold.
No, go sleep.
Oh, go to sleep? No, give me 1 second. I'm almost
Oh,
done. My bedtime is at 9:30. Oh shit, it's almost 10. Anyway, like Phil said, just set up an alert. Let's make this quick before I fall asleep completely. We're gonna set up an alert up here. If we get that retest, perfect. If we don't, then that means that we're gonna take off and finally close bullish above all these candles and get this range up here, right?
Mm.
We just draw here. So something like that, and then for this, what do we need? We need a wick higher than this one, than the previous one, right?
Mm.
So that's what telling me that we have the range for price to continue moving upwards, and the next candle should give us that final breakout. I'm getting a
Yeah, I think we just need to pay attention to like the hourly, because the hourly is starting to reject as well. So all depends on where this next hourly candle closes. That's very, very crucial, I think, for the next decision making. Because if we don't get any closes above the current resistance, we could be in some real trouble. So
right, and
we just have to be careful about that. Yeah.
now let me just break the scenario where Phil talked about. I'm blind, I'm deaf, I'm like tired. I haven't had 10 grams of carbs today. I think the only carbs that I had today was from milk, and it's like 2% milk with no fat. I'm
dude.
so depleted and so lethargic right now. Anyway, last scenario, which is where Phil explained that if we, fucking Christ, my bad. On the 4 hour, right, we have this, and he was looking for the 3-wick setup, which can look something like this, right here. You guys get the point.
Yeah.
Or here, right? So we'll need the next stuff, or this current 4 hour, right? Since it just opened, to move up. So this is where you can kind of go ahead and scalp and have it close like this, right? Body can be a little higher, right? So somewhere around here, about this.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the daily, so.
Oh my god, bro! I'm like brain dead. I'm like fucking retarded.
Bro, I can see your face. I can see your face. I get those usually when I, like, on my Fridays when I've streamed, because my streams last for like 6 hours. So when I reach
6
Friday,
hours?
dude, I used to, yeah. So when I'll do like an hour break in between. So I do 2
Oh,
3 hour
okay,
streams each
so-
day now. So
okay.
yeah, it's crazy.
I heard break. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. You know, balance.
Yeah.
Forex
But yeah, it's
is-
the same. Like, you know, we saw this on the hourly, and if we go down to the hourly, guys, we'll see we're already starting to do like a candle rejection there. So that's kind of what we're waiting for. But Mac, I think you need to get some sleep, my guy.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I got what, like 4 minutes left. Let me just go ahead and explain this on the daily, since it just opened. Oh man, this is what I take before going to sleep. It's the best thing ever. If you're like on a high meat, well, protein coming from animals, right? Diet, or you use mainly use rice as your main source of carbs, which is very low in fiber, or even beans. You take this, it's the best thing ever. It's called Metamucils, right? So it's like fiber in powder. This is completely off topic since we're about to end the stream. Lifesaver, guys. If you guys, feel constipated at any point, just get that. Anyway, let me go ahead and finish this. On the daily, what am I gonna look for? I'm gonna look for the same thing he was talking about. These wicks look a lot bigger now than this one. It's about the same thing. Wow, I'm like even hallucinating, I guess. But yeah, you guys kind of get the point what I'm talking about, or what Phil was talking about, right? On the daily, to get that confirmation would be something like this. I'm not gonna go ahead and draw it again, so fuck it. So let's say it goes bullish and it closes bullish, and it leaves like the body about the same, right? Makes sense. And then you have a wick like this. Phil?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the daily's already happened, right? So this is the
Right.
daily's already done it. That makes sense.
But this current daily
But-
is what I'm talking about.
This kind of daily, like looking at what it is right now, I'm going based off of like this internal resistance over here. So if we do reject on that, we could very easily kind of push back down again. So if you look at like, because now that I've got a bias from the daily side of things, I will look down at the hourly. So I'm waiting for hourly
Right.
candles to close right now.
For that internal support to break, or
Yeah.
okay, so, but yeah, this is kind of like what you would expect if we didn't get that breakdown on the 1 hour, and seeing on the 1 hour that we're kind of rejecting that zone, and definitely we can see that we can continue down without creating this wick to the upside and creating those three wick confluence, right? So yeah, but what about if it does, right? What about if we get, this is kind of like not new to me, but I've never seen or expected to wait for the daily to create something like this, right? But anyway, if we go down to the 1 hour, we can clearly see that we're rejecting that zone, and it makes more sense, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually waiting for a trade on the hourly now. That's what I'm waiting for.
So this is when we start like looking into different time frames and going from, now I wouldn't say a lower time frame to look for entries, because the 1 hour it's definitely, you have to wait. On the 1 hour,
Yeah, we can. So, you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm typing. So
On the 1 hourly time frame, yeah, I mean that's you guys can kind of see. So we've just closed now. What I'm waiting for is this next candle to create a wick, and then for us to push down. That's kind of what I'm looking for, and then I'll look at sells because we're rejecting this this zone in here.
yeah, but yeah, on the hourly does make sense. So what am I gonna look for? What are we gonna look for in the hourly? So let's go down to the hourly before I completely die of tiredness.
Yeah, there we go. See, it's pushing up nicely now. This hourly.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you wouldn't wait for a top wick, right? So wait for the top wick up here. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. This is kind of like a sniper entry, I would say. Yeah, sniper entry, I'd say. I wouldn't like getting in because I definitely would. This is where it gets complicated because for me, looking at sales, I'm like completely off, right? Most likely, I think about 80% of my trades are buys on GJ. So sales work out, but based on this little range that we have going on, I don't know if I mean it make for me it doesn't make any sense to wait and get an entry right below the range, which will be down here when it's it's moved so much already. 9:30. I think we're getting volume from the Shanghai Open, right? So yeah.
Oh, look at that. See, if it closes like that, there's no entry because I didn't get my wick,
Exactly.
which would suck.
So 2 minutes in, and we have dropped how many pips?
Yeah, see, that's dangerous when it does that, man.
It's extremely dangerous because you're gonna either get in because of FOMO, and you're gonna be in deep, right? About Jesus Christ. How many pips is that? Wow. About
So
15
decent amount.
pips. It's 15 pips, right? So it's a decent amount, and then you expect a stop loss right at the top of that 1 hour candle, right? Because you're not gonna put it right here. That would make sense, but then you will be holding drawdown all the way up here if we does, pull back and creates a top wick, right?
Yeah. So that's yeah. If a candle opens and it goes in your direction straight away, you're in danger because that's going to be a liquidity grab. If you open a trade and it goes against you straight away, that's usually a fairly good sign because that means it's grabbing liquidity to continue to push that move into your favor.
Exactly, but yeah, this is a very delicate situation. Whoa. I think I'm already done for the day.
Yeah, dude.
'Cause I'm shot already. I'm putting my glasses down, which is like kind of like throwing the towel.
All right, dude.
Okay.
You get some sleep, my guy.
Yes, sir. I'm out, guys. Everyone, be safe. I can't read anything right now, but I think everyone on YouTube should definitely give the stream a like because I busted my ass on it.
Excuse me, brother Mac.
What's that again?
Excuse me, brother Mac. Good morning.
Well, good evening to you from my end. It's 10 p.m. on my end. What's up?
Actually, we are 5 a.m.
Okay, good for you. What's up?
Can you give some explanation for London session? Yani, what will be the next price action?
Well, okay, for pre-London, what am I expecting on pre-London?
Yes, please.
Well, based on the hourly as well as the 4 hour, I think we're kind of bearish on this between these two time frames, between this range. So if we do continue down, since we've been creating lower lows and lower highs, we can definitely expect a pullback down towards this wick down here, right? So it's about 50 pips, fill that wick, and then retest maybe 161, 500, and then continuing up, right? We have a massive wick to get filled down here. on the daily. But I'm completely done for today. I don't. I'm not gonna be looking into London, to be honest. I took a trade initially during the first couple of minutes of the stream. If you guys want to go back and see why I took the trade, it was very simple. If you guys go into the 30-minute, there's a range that I identified at first, and I took a trade based on this, right? Break of the previous high. I have my stop right below here, and I think I closed at around 12, 13 pips. A very small scalp. For London, look at this, right? What we were talking about on the hourly, how we basically just, the hourly started 2 minutes down, went down 15 pips, which that's when, you shouldn't be greedy and should have closed at least 50%, 80% of your position, or close the entire thing, and then waited for the 1 hour to go back, pull a wick to the upside, and then continue moving down, right? But we're still in this range, and for pre-London or London Open, I think we're going to continue to consolidate around here. And then maybe we'll get that drop and finally fill this wick down here and create something like this, right? Basic market structure. So you have a high up here, a low down here, and this creates a lower high, and this automatically what becomes a lower low, right? And this will be your lower low that we're aiming for. So what am I gonna waiting for? Or what am I gonna wait for? I'm gonna wait for a break below this current 4 hour candle, right? And continue moving down to create the next lower low. But overall, on the higher time frames, like the daily, or I wouldn't say the weekly because it's been consolidating for a while. On the daily, I think we're pretty much bullish for the week, right? I think. Let me check.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna clear this and see. Yeah, on the for the week, it's been bullish on the daily. But yeah, I definitely can see a pullback and a continuation up. I've been waiting for 161.500 to get tapped, which is down here, right? And then getting buys from there. It's incredibly messy, and you shouldn't be trading in tight ranges like that. But as you get used to it, and if you trade during session opens, you can definitely see a nice rejection or a reversal in this case. For London, I'm gonna suggest my boy Philip to go ahead and do the stream, because I'm not gonna be able to last any longer. This is the link for Phil.
Yeah, I'll be going live at about an hour before London, so.
Alright, so he goes live at 2 a.m. Eastern time. So you guys check that out. It's called Rhodium FX, like the metal, right?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So, look at you. You have like those funny glasses on the thumbnail. Oh, never mind.
Bro, these glasses are my blue light glasses.
Oh, for real? Oh, that's dope. I need them, cause I'm
They're
like
so good for you.
shot.
Honestly, dude, like it helps you. It prevents your eyes from like feeling like they're on fire if you've been on the screen for a long
They're
time.
on fire right now, bro. Like if I close
Yeah,
my eyes, between the tiredness and my eyes burning, I'm trying to find my eye drops, which I've been going around the house and I couldn't find them. But anyway, guys, subscribe to his channel. He's already up 516 subs. He's almost beating me.
I don't know about that, dude. You got 5,000.
I have like 6K. I'm trying to get to 6K. But yeah, I'm trying to, collaborate as much as possible with Phil, because I know he's an excellent trader, and of course I have Capital Hungry, which is Jeevan, if you guys know him. And trading like Rakil, I'm trying to just collaborate with as many people as possible for the Asian session, because a lot of Rakil students get into the stream through Slack. So yeah, it's gonna be good. I think we should definitely keep on doing this because the Asian session does give you a nice preset setups for possible scenarios on the London session. But yeah, guys, go ahead and give my boy a sub. So let me go ahead and post the link right here on the chat. Good. So it's youtube.com slash RhodiumFX. So there you go.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Yeah. So Mac, every now and then he joins during, if he's not at the gym pumping iron, he is here during the
Yeah, right. I go to the
New
gym.
York session sometimes.
Yeah, right. I go to the gym in the mornings, and usually I go in the afternoons before. Well, actually, before the afternoons. I try to do fasted cardio. If I can't do it, then I just do one session. But after that, I'm completely free for the rest of the day. I do offer one-on-ones. If you guys are interested in learning how I trade and how I set up my charts and whatnot, I have a Discord where I share my trades. So anytime I take a trade, it's gonna be on Discord. And if you guys wanna go ahead and set up a one-on-one call with me, I'd be more than happy to do so. Just send me a DM on Instagram or through here if you want to, and I'll be more than happy to do that one-on-one call with you guys. I do charge. It's not much, but just hit me up. And I think I have like a couple of students that are missing their one-on-ones. If you're here, just send me a DM and I'll go ahead and try to schedule for this week. Friday, which is tomorrow, should be a very short day, and the weekend it's completely empty for me. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, guys. Be safe. Gold next move. Gold next move. You stop asking me questions, bro, because I feel
Mac
bad
just
if
go to
I'm-
sleep, bro.
I'm
Just go to sleep.
I'm such a nice
You're gonna
guy,
kill
right?
yourself for these people, man.
Yeah. Gold is just dropping, and the next big demand zone that I have drawn is right here, which is coming from these two touches up here. All right, so be safe, guys. I can't see shit on the screen. If you guys like the stream, give it a like, and I'll be seeing you guys on Monday next week. So hasta la vista.
Hasta luego, no?
Hasta luego. Bye bye.
Yeah.
I need a better mic. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm still here.